सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Verse number 27. ज्ञानवर्जिता ज्ञानहीनचेत् ज्ञानमस्ति किं ज्ञातुमन्तरम् किं स्वरूपमेत्यात्मदर्शने अव्यया भवा पूर्णचित् सुखम् आत्मसंस्थितिः स्वात्मदर्शनम् आत्मनिर्द्वयात् आत्मनिष्ठता. So to established into this self and so then what is this knowledge? Atma Gnanam. So next word Raman Maharshi, Bhagavan Raman Maharshi is telling Gnanavarjita Agnana Hina Chitta. And there is neither knowledge nor ignorance. Understand this, you know. Suppose somebody says, I know Brahman. I have a knowledge of Brahman. Is it Brahma Gnanam? In Kena Upanishad, after teaching, Guru asked, did you understand Brahman? Why? Because so many verses it tells, Tadeva Brahma Tvam Vidhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. So one enthusiastic student says, yes, I know Brahman. So the next person, you know, with all classes, anywhere there are classes, you know, there are few students with the heavy glasses, you know. Generally they are very quiet, you know. So when this student said, I know Brahman, what he said? Vignatam avijanitam, avignatam vijanatam. And one who says, I know Brahman, he doesn't know Brahman. Understand? Why? Well, Brahman is not object of the knowledge. So one who says, I know Brahman, he doesn't know Brahman. But who says, I don't know Brahman, he knows Brahman. Why? So then Guru explains. Pratibodha viditam matam. Understand? It is revealing. Understand? It is revealing itself in every thought. Pratibodham. Shankaracharya gives the long bhashya about bodha shabda there. Bodha means knowledge. That is what we understand. But there, pratibodha means prativrutti. The Chaitanya, the consciousness, is revealing itself in every thought. Why? We already saw. The vritti is born of consciousness. Vritti by sustained by consciousness. Vritti resolved into the consciousness. So, as the pot is the clay, every vritti is consciousness. And therefore, consciousness is revealed in every thought. Pratibodha viditam matam. So, person who realizes that every thought is a consciousness. We already saw. Understand? Body is consciousness. Consciousness is not body. Prana is you. You are not prana. Mind is you. You are not mind. And therefore, the Atma Nishtha is what? Gnana Varjita Agnana Heenachit. There is no knowledge, there is no ignorance. What is there is Gnanamastikim. Then what is Gnanam? If you say there is no neither knowledge nor ignorance, then question comes, what is knowledge? Gnanam kim asti? Gnatumantaram. Other than the gnata, other than the knower, kshetragna, understand? Other than the kshetragna, what is knowledge? Understand? You are the knowledge. And therefore, drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopa nasyat. Drashta is Atma, Atma is not drashta. Drashta, Srota, Manta, Vignata. All these are there because of the consciousness. Therefore, Brihadar Upanishad says what? Drashtuhu drashtehe. The vision of the drashta, the seer, doesn't cease to exist. Drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopa nasyat. You are always there. Waking state also your consciousness, dreaming state also your consciousness, sleeping state also your consciousness. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi said that Gnatu. Gnatu means that seer, the knower. What is the knowledge? Is that knowledge other than the knower? Understand? No. That is knowledge. That's why one cannot say, I know Brahman. I know I am Brahman. Understand? I know I am Brahman. Sohamasti. We already saw that. I am that. And therefore, Gnatumantaram, other than the knowledge, other than the knower, what is knowledge? That means knower itself is knowledge. Then, what is this kind of this Atma Darshana? So, next verse says, Kim Swarupam iti Atma Darshane. Atma Darshane, when the knowledge of the self is there, what is the Swarupa of that? What is the nature of the Atma Darshana? And therefore, answer is Avyaya Abhavat Apurna Chit Sukham. Avyaya. So see, understand, this is very, I always tell, easiest is Brahmagnanam, understand. But that becomes, hard. Why? Because it's you. It's you. You don't need anything else. You are conscious. You are Brahman. And that is what? Apurna Chit Sukham. Apurna, Asamantat Purna. You are full and complete. You are infinite. And that is the consciousness Chit, and that is Sukham, that is the happiness. We look for the happiness outside, but you are that Sukha Swarupa. And what is that? Abhava. Abhava means it is not being created, not born, understand. You don't have to create it. You are Sukha Swarupa. That's why in Gita also Bhagavan says what? Sukham atyantikam yat tata. Atyantika Sukha. Atyantika means limitless happiness is you. But how do I know limitless happiness? Buddhi grahyam atindriyam. By your intellect, you can understand that you are that all-pervasive consciousness, which is what? Sukham, limitless happiness. See, that is what we have to understand. Atmaniyeva atmana tushtaha. You don't need anything else other than you to be happy. We need so many other things. Weather, temperature, wife, husband, children, dosa, idli, pani puri, But you are already limitless happiness. Why you have to depend on something else? See, that is called swatantrata. Real swatantrata is that what? You don't depend on anything else to be happy. Whatever you do and however you do, the dependency doesn't go. See, this Prakarana Granthas are there, Upanishads are there, Brahma Sutra is there. There are 4 Granthas are there. One you all know, Naishkarma Siddhihi, by Sureshwaracharya. There are other 3 Siddhi Granthas are there. Advaita Siddhi by Madhusudanacharya. We chant all this Gita Dhyanam Shlokam written by this Madhusudanacharya. Madhusudanacharya ji has written independent commentary on Gita. Very beautiful commentary. So his is called Advaita Siddhi. Then there is another, Sarvagna Muni has written Ishta Siddhi. Ishta means that which is desired. Ishta Siddhi. The 4th one is very nice one. Understand? Swarajya Siddhi. Swarajya means what? Emperor. Understand? Are you independent or not? See, I already told you. By body, mind, sense complex, everybody is depending. Even within these living beings, most dependent is this human body. And most independent is this plant body. It takes only soil and water. We have to take sugar, and we have to take the salt, and we have to take the banana, and milk, and yogurt. And most dependent is this human body. Because cell level, if you see, whatever activities going on in human body cell, the same activities there in plant also. There also DNA are there, they also divide and they also grow. Same chemical reactions. But for our chemical reactions, we need so many things. Samji, I have to go to doctor every week for vitamin B12 injection. There's another thing now going on, everywhere. Oh, all these doctors, in India also same thing. You feel too much tired, take B12. B12 deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. But same that, understand. It's called metabolism and catabolism. That chemical reaction in the body cell happening is called metabolism and catabolism. Only two. Anabolism and catabolism. We are right. And, right? So same thing is in the plant cell also. Same thing is in our body cell also. They don't need this all. Plants are most independent body. So physically, everybody is dependent. What independent we have to be, either two levels are there. Understand this. Apurna chit sukham we have to understand. First one is emotional dependency. You always emotionally depending on somebody. To people who think, no, Swamiji, I am very independent. I don't bother for anything. Wait for 2 days. Do you think this is okay if I go to ashram? That means what? It's called validation in psychology. Whatever you decide or whatever you do, somebody else has to validate. It's called emotional dependency, validation from others. And another dependency is knowledge or happiness. So, until and unless you are enough mature emotionally, so I'm not telling about that you don't ask anybody. Oh, Swamiji asked me. Emotionally, I'm independent now. So I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to ask you. Don't do that. Okay? Going home, you will have a quarrel. Sometimes it's nice to ask also. We have to be independent. That's Swarajya Siddhi. That's why it's called what? Swarajya Siddhi. And that is called Apurna Chit Sukham. It is a knowledge, it is a happiness, and it is whole. Swamiji said, whole without whole. Apurna Chit Sukham. And it is what? Avyaya. Nobody can destroy, nobody can hurt it. Physically is there. Mentally is there. Intellectually it is there. But nobody can hurt the self. Sometimes, people make them others available to hurt. That's why I said emotional maturity also is required. And knowledge also is independent. Knowledge is the only one which can make you independent. Except knowledge, there is no independent. Independence is only knowledge. See, that's why what we say. Swadeshe pujyate raja. Ah. Before that is very nice. Gruhe pujyate murkha. Grame pujyate prabhu. Swadeshe pujyate raja, vidwan sarvatra pujyate. Vidwan means what? You are independent. What protects you in life also is knowledge. Your knowledge only can protect you. And therefore, that independent. Brahmagnanam means you are independent. You don't need to depend on anything else. No emotional dependency, no any other dependency. So, but why you are telling this? So, next verse, 29. बन्धमुक्त्यतीतं परं सुखम् विन्दतीह जीवस्तु दैविकः अहमुपेतकं निजविभानकम् महदिदं तपो रमणवागियम्. That na should be na, understand. Ramanavagiyam, not Ramanavagiyam.
I just cut and paste that. I know. In English, it's okay.
In English, the transliteration is Ramana. Dot. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So, why are you talking about this Brahmagnanam? And because Raman Maharshi says, Brahmagnanam is not the goal of human life. Understand this. Brahmagnanam is not the goal. Understand? Purushartha it is called. In human life, we have 4 Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Purushartha is what? Purushena arthyate prarthyate iti Purusha. So Purushartha means that which is desired by every human being. Dharma also is what? Purushartha. All Mahatmas, even in Vedanta, everybody takes dharma means what? Generally, everybody takes dharma, the papa and punya. Dharma is not papa and punya, understand this properly. Dharma is a purushartha. Dharma is a purushartha. By your own effort, you have to live the life of dharma. So, Swamiji used to tell, all these carnivorous animals, they have only one job to do. Find the food and live the life. Understand? All vegetarian animals, they have 2 jobs. Find the food and protect from the carnivorous animal. 2 jobs, understand? They have to find their own food, but they have to protect themselves from these tigers and lions. But human beings have 3 jobs to do. Find the food, protect oneself from others and protect oneself from oneself. In Gita, Bhagavan says what? Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avsadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. You are your friend and you are your enemy. So that means you have to protect yourself from yourself. Why? Because every human being is given the freedom, choice. One wrong choice, all gone. So we have to be very careful to make the choice in our life. Karmanyeva tava adhikaraha. Last time we discussed this. Karmani eva tavadhikaraha is a statement of the fact of your life. Everybody is given freedom over actions. Everybody has a choice. But to take the right choice, we need to have a right knowledge. Suppose somebody comes and asks me, this year my son is graduated, which university I should go? Can I answer the question? I don't have any information. I don't have any knowledge. Understand? What all universities are there? What kind of the subjects they are offering? What is a major? What is a minor? I don't know. Understand? And therefore, when the choices are given to you, we need to have a minimum knowledge to make a choice. Swamiji's example is what? Baby monkey. Here you don't see. You have to go to India. If you see baby monkey, just newly born, understand? When mother jumps from one tree to other, baby holds on to mother. In which nursery baby went to learn how to hold on to mother? No. By birth. That's why Swamiji says, every baby monkey has to have minimum 3 knowledge by birth. One is how to hold on to mother. The second one is, if I don't hold on to my mother properly, I will fall. That means baby monkey has a knowledge of gravitational force. Baby monkey doesn't need to go and learn the Newton. Baby monkey knows, I fall down. No, gravitational force. Third knowledge is, falling is not good for me. Why I'm telling this? Because every human baby jumps. We also jumped, understand? And got hurt so many times. Understand? Right? It knows. It's not good for me, not good for my species. So minimum 3 knowledge for baby monkey by birth. Same way, if we are given a choice over action by birth, We need to have a minimum knowledge to make the choice. What is the minimum knowledge? It's called right and wrong choice. Right and wrong. I always tell people, if you want to be happy, remove these two words from your dictionary. Bad and good. There is nothing bad and nothing good. It is only right and wrong. Ravan was wrong, that's why Lord Rama killed Ravan. But by childhood, we all were taught Ravan was bad man. Right? He was not bad. He was wrong. Therefore, every human being has a knowledge of right and wrong by birth. Even if this small 2 years old child, if mother lies, child understands, knows she's lying. Because by birth, everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. So that means what? We know what is right and what is wrong, then we have to follow what? That's why Swamiji says, though we say there is a choice, in reality it is a choiceless choice. You cannot choose wrong and get away. Understand? It's a choiceless choice. That means the right is called dharma and wrong is called adharma. So living the life of dharma is a purushartha. Now understood? By our choice, by our own will, by our own convictions, we have to live the life of dharma. That's why dharma is a purushartha. Understand? Every time we have to make the right choice. Sometimes that right choice is not desirable. Swamiji always says, what all we like, either is illegal or against the health or against the Shastra. And whatever we like is what? And that means we have to make a choice. That is how we have to protect ourselves. Swamiji says, whatever we like to eat is all against health. That means what? We have to make a choice not to eat. This choice is more not than to do. I feel like shouting, I stop myself. I feel like eating, I stop myself. That's why dharma is not what you do. Dharma is what you don't do. What you stop yourself. See, that's why all this giving up is called punya, understand? Tapasya means what? You give up, correct? That means what? You stop eating. You stop yourself from talking, called maunam. You stop yourself from eating, called upavasa, fasting. Do you understand now? Not doing is dharma. You stop yourself. Kartum shakya, anyadha va kartum shakya, akartum shakya, anyadha vare kartum shakya. And therefore, the first form of liberation, moksha, is that you are enough independent to say no. When we were in the ashram, learning this prasthanatri, and people, those who were choosing to become the sadhu, what Vedanta Acharya, I already told you. The Swamiji said, Bada Mahatma banna, Mota Mahatma mat banna. Then he was telling, if somebody has cooked some nice dish, then you eat. Then person will come and tell, no, one more. Then you take second time. And you liked it. Third time that person comes, somebody says, loudly you have to say no, half for the person and half for you. The first freedom, this is the freedom. In other words, that freedom is that you don't need to transgress the dharma. That is called independent. You don't have need to do that. You're independent. That's the first mukti. The second one is what? Moksha, which is the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Yeah, you go. Om. Go ahead. Nobody is going to get disturbed, don't worry. This is called mukti. Right? You don't get disturbed. That means you are independent. So we have to liberate ourselves from the cycle of birth and death. And that is by knowledge. And therefore, here in verse says, Bandha Mukti Atitam Param Sukham. That what we saw, Apurnachit Sukham, is what? It is beyond the liberation and beyond the bondage. There is no bondage and there is no liberation. Why? Because only one non-dual pure consciousness is there for any bandhana, any bondage. Suppose I want to tie a dog. Understand this? To tie the dog, bandhana, what I need? Rope, right? So, you tie the dog with the rope. So, generally they say dvaita, dual. But it's not two, it's always three. Why three? Suppose I say you tie the dog with the rope. So there is a dog and there is a rope. Right? So two. But between the dog and the rope, there is a third which is neither dog nor rope. Then only division is there. Rope is other than the dog. There should be something which is dividing them, separating them. That's one which is separating them is what? Neither rope nor dog. Do you understand what I'm telling? Therefore, bandhan and mukti is what? When there is more than one is there, then only there is a bandhana. But here it is what? Apurna chit sukham. There is a one non-dual consciousness. So, there is no dvaita. Dvaitadhi, understand? Bhayam bhavati. But there is no, second is not there at all. Ekam advitiyam. That's why advitiya word is there. Non-dual, why we say? Because second is there, other than you is there, then there is a bondage. But there is nothing else is there. Understand? That's why in Mandukya Upanishad also, Karika, Gaudapadacharya. Sansaro yadi vidyeta nivartayeta na samshaya. First you prove there is a sansara. Then there is a bandhana. You prove there is samsara. Then we will get rid of that samsara. There is no samsara. And therefore, if the samsara itself is not there, where is a bandhan? Samsara itself is not there, where is a mukti? From what you are going to be liberated? Understand? What is going to bind you and from what you are going to be liberated? Understand? Bandha mukti atita. Understand? This knowledge is what? There is no bandhana, there is no mukti. Understand? Bandhana mukta atitam param sukham. This param sukham, limitless happiness, is what? It is beyond the bondage and the liberation. And therefore, iha vidita, that is what we should understand. Jivahatu daivikaha. This jiva, that is you, is what? Daivikaha, is a Ishvara, non-separate from the Lord. And therefore, we need to understand that you are not separate from the Lord at all. First you say, I am separate. See, this is another problem. All these meditation people, this yoga people. In the heat of meditation, the jiva merges into Ishvara. What is this merging? Shastra start with non-dual, understand. Beginning also is non-dual, Advaita, and also is Advaita. We don't start with two. There is Jiva and there is Ishvara. Now we have to do what? Holy bond. Have you heard of that? Holy tie. Nothing. There is nothing there which can bind you. And therefore, he is telling what is there is only one non-dual Ishvara, which is you. Ishavasya idagum sarvam. Start with one only, one non-dual. And also is one non-dual. In between is all your whatever wrong concepts you have about yourself. Adhyarupa. That's why Shankaracharya says Vedanta is not for knowledge. Vedanta is atad buddhi adhyarupa nivartakatvena shastrasya pramanyam. Understand? Whatever you have superimposed on yourself, the superimposition has to be removed. You don't need to remove the body. You don't need to remove the mind. That's another thing, beyond the mind. Swamiji says beyond the mind is only one thing, it is called sleep. What is beyond the mind? Mind is consciousness, understand? And therefore he says, what if vindati iha? Iha means in this human life only you have to know that you are that Brahman. Understand? And that Brahman is what? That means what? Once you know that I am that non-dual Brahman consciousness, then what happens? Aham apetakam, nija vibhanakam. Understand? Aham petakam. That aham, that I sense. Understand? In English you call ego, but I use the I sense. I am body, I am mind, I am intellect, I am engineer, I am doctor, I am man, I am woman. All this world, all kinds of the, I sense are superimposed. Understand? Just being fallen apart. And what is there is Nija Vibhanakam. What is there is Vibhanakam, means that self-existence, self-effulgent consciousness only is there. What remains is what? One non-dual consciousness. That is called Sat Chit Ananda. That means what? Ahamidam tapaha. Raman Maharshi says, this Brahma Gnanam itself what? Gnanamayam tapaha. The greatest tapasya, austerity, is this knowledge. And to establish into this knowledge is itself is an austerity. It's called tapa alochane. What is called is tapa alochane. We have to have this idam mahat. Raman Maharshi says, mahadidam tapaha. This Upadesharam itself is a mahan tapaha. Mahat tapaha. And to learn it also is what? Tapasya. To understand it also is tapasya. And to establish into this knowledge is also tapasya. And it is what? Mahat. Tapam, when we say tapaha, it is a neutral. That's why we say mahat. Mahan is a plural. Mahan is a masculine. But tapaha is a neutral. That's why mahat tapam. Idam. Idam also neutral. Idam mahat tapaha. Generally, we understand Ramaha. So Visarga is there, that means masculine. So Tapaha, Visarga is there. That's why it is what? Manaha. Visarga is there. So we think that Mana is also what? Masculine. No. The Tapas word is there. It is a neutral. Idam Mahat Tapaha. Brahmarshi says, to understand yourself non-separate from Ishvara is the greatest tapasya. All other tapasyaryas are there. In Gita also Bhagavan says, understand. Gita 4th chapter, there are 16 types of yajnas are given. That is all the kinds of tapasya, understand. It's a sadhana. But then Bhagavan says, the real yajna is what? Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena kantavyam. Brahma karma samadhina. Here, important word is Brahma karma samadhina. Why? It is the Bahuvrihi, talking about the wise person. Who is the person? For the person, the karma itself is a Brahman. Understand? And samadhi means what? In Vedanta, the samadhi and the yoga samadhi is different. Understand? In yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, samadhi means what? Drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam samadhihi. But that is not Gnanam, Brahma Gnanam. Why? It is only you are establishing yourself into oneself. But whatever here also is Brahman. But here, word Samadhi means what? In Shankaracharya, in that Sita Prajna Lakshana, Shankaracharya gives, Samadhisthasya Keshava. Samyak adhiyate asmin sarvan iti samadhi. Everything is being established into which is called samadhi. Atma is called samadhi, understand? Do you understand? Atma is samadhi. But everything has its being in the self. Therefore, Brahma karma samadhi means the karma itself is the self, non-separate from the self. Every karma also is Brahman for whom? By the person who has established into the self, which is the Brahman, and all actions also are Brahman. See, that's why I always tell Vedanta Brahma Samadhi means it is open eye Samadhi. You don't have to cross leg and close eyes and then sit there and then tell everyone, don't make any noise, I am sitting for Samadhi. And the time you start Samadhi, somebody start the radio. US Open is going on. And it's open eye Samadhi. Why? Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi. Bhagavan takes the example of the yajna. Karma. Karma means what? Action requires certain factors. We call it karaka. In Sanskrit, it's called karaka. To perform the actions, what all factors are required? In English, we call kesa, and vibhakti, we call in Sanskrit. Karta, doer. Karma, object. Karta means subject. Object called karma. Karana, instrument. Then goal, sampradana, fourth case. Then fifth is apadana. Sixth is not the karaka, it is a sambandha. Dasarathasya putra. It's not action. The actions are not involved there. Then sapta is adhikarana. Seventh case. Karta, karma, karana, sampradana, apadana, sambandha, adhikarana. In every karaka, you see that it is Brahman. Understand? Arpanam, instrument. By what you do the offering to the fire is Brahman. Brahma Arpanam. Brahmarpanam. Brahmahavihi. The object what we are offering also is Brahman. The fire in which you are offering this havi is also Brahmagnau. Understand? Saptami Vibhakti. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau. And who is the one? Karta, the subject. Brahmana Hutam. Passivities. Offered by Brahman. It's a passive sentence it is. Ramaha phalam khadati. It's called active. Ram eats fruit. It's called active. Passive is what? Ramena phalam khadyate. The fruit is being eaten by Rama. Karmani prayoga, passive. Kartari and karmani. So here it is a karmani prayoga. Brahmana hutam. It is offered by Brahman. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmana hutam. And then the Devata. Yajna means what? Devatam uddishya dravya tyagaha. Keeping that particular Devata you offer. When you do this havan, the Pandita tells, Indra yaswaha indrasya idam namama. Understand? I offer this to Indra. So, to whom you are offering also is Brahma. Brahma. Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Brahma karma samadhina. That's why the person, for wise person, karma also is Brahman. And therefore, what? This is the tapasya. Understand? The greatest tapasya is this, that everything is Brahman. Karma also is Brahman. Object also is Brahman. Subject also is Brahman. There is nothing which is not Brahman. Therefore, ahamidam tapa. This is the greatest tapasya. Brahma Gnanam is the greatest tapasya. where you see everything is Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma. Ahamidam Sarvam Brahma Eva. I and everything else also is one non-dual Brahman. And this is being written, given by Bhagavan Raman Maharshi Ji, and that's why it's called Ramana Vagyam. Vagyam means song. This is the song given by Bhagavan Raman Maharshi, and therefore the Updesaram is called Ramana Vagyam. Song given by Raman Maharshi Ji. So, all understand this. Karma also is required by Chitta Shodhakam. Pranayam also is required by to make our mind quiet. But pranayam is a temporary laya. But once you know that mind is consciousness, consciousness is not mind, then what happens? The mind is being negated. Layagatam punarbhavati. And that knowledge is one which can negate all these things. And what remains is one non-dual consciousness, that is you, Brahman. And therefore, Raman Maharshi said, this is the greatest tapascharya. Gnanamaya tapa. Why? Karma kilam gnane parisamapyate. Because all karmas are going to resolve into this knowledge. Karma is required as long as that chitta shuddhi is there. It is exactly like somebody is crossing the river Narmada. River Narmada is a huge river. There is a bridge on Narmada. It's 1 kilometer long. Understand? You can understand the wideness of this Narmada river. 1 kilometer bridge. The person is crossing and person is using the boat to cross this river. After crossing the river, this huge river, person is carrying boat on head. Why? Oh, this boat helped me to cross this river. I can't leave it. Same way, we also carry all these things. That's why tapasya means you give up. Be with yourself. You don't need to load yourself. You don't need to carry anything. That's why he said, Gnana Varjitam, Agnana Hina Chit, understand. Sometimes this knowledge also becomes the load. This Brahma Gnanam also becomes the load. That's why neither knowledge nor ignorance, it is you. So Swamiji says, it is not knowledge, it is not ignorance, it is you which is non-dual consciousness. That is the tapasya. To be with yourself is a tapasya. We don't need anything else. And therefore, tapa alochana. This Brahma Gnanam itself is a tapasya. And by that Brahma Gnanam, we know there is no bondage, there is no liberation. What is there is one non-dual consciousness. Oh, that's any question anybody has?
28 is Avyaya. Then it is Abhavat.
Abhavat.
Abhavat means
Not being born, not being created. Bhavat means created. Abhavat means because it is non-created. Why avyaya? Because it is not being created. Abhavat.
it's not Abhava, it's Abhava.
No, one avagraha is there. That's why
Only one.
After that, two are there.
No, but Avyaya, already Ya is there.
Ya is because of the avyaya. Ya is there and abhava also is there. So it becomes a. Avyaya. That also is there. Correct?
But then after Ya, Avyaya, it is Avyaya. Then you have the
Avagraha.
Avagraha. It means it is another
That's no. It is only abhavat. It is only abhavat. We cannot say abhavat. It is only because not being created. This sukham is not being created. Why? Because it's your sarupa. That's why abhava. Then a is there. Why? Apurna. Asamantat purna.
Now, is purna is itself purna? Then what is apurna?
Because we have to say apurna, asamantat, we have to say, because that wholeness, what happened is, as I said, I am Purna Brahma, somebody can say, but apurna means what? Everything is Purna. Whatever here is Purna. That's why Asamantat says that everything is Brahman. This is also Purna Brahma, you are also Purna Brahma. So to show that it is all pervasive, Asamantat means all pervasive. We think that this flower is limited. It's not limited. It is also Purna. Understand? So to show that it is everywhere, all pervasiveness, to show the all pervasiveness of the Brahman, we have to say Asamantat. That is required. See, that's why it's very difficult. Why? The carpet also is a Purna Brahma. Not only you are Purna Brahma, the carpet also is a Purna Brahma. Mic also is a Purna, Asamantat. That's why we have to say. See, I am Brahman. That's why I'm telling. Purna Brahma understanding is very easy, but this mic is a Purna Brahma. The flower is Purna Brahma. It is difficult. That's why Asamanta, completely. So that completeness of that Asamanta is for the all-pervasive. Sarva Vyapakatva is there. That means everything is Purna. Name and forms are limited. But that Asti Bhati Priya is not limited. You understand? Asti of flower looks limited because of that flower. But that Astitva there is what? Brahman.
Existence.
Asti Bhati Priya is a Asamanta. That's why everywhere we have to say Asti Bhati Priya. That's why Asamanta we have to say. That's Any question?
Yeah, one point is that consciousness is knowledge. And some other point is that it is neither knowledge nor ignorance. So how can you differentiate
that? Nor knowledge, neither knowledge nor ignorance, when we say, it is from the standpoint of your knowledge of Brahman we are telling. It is not Brahma Gnanam or it is not Brahma Agnanam. So from the standpoint of your intellect, that I know Brahman, that knowledge is not there. Because you are Brahman. Because a lot of people, if you go to Rishikesh and Kashi, there are people out there, he is a Brahmavit, he is a Brahmavittara, he is a Brahmavittama, all these things are there. That's why, what is knowledge? Brahmavit means what? He has a knowledge of Brahman? No. That's why that from the standpoint of buddhi, if I know when I say that knowledge is not there. That's why it's from the standpoint of buddhi. Only knowledge and ignorance is a quality of the buddhi. It's not the Brahman. It is not the Atma. And therefore, Gnana Varjita, Agnana Hina. Both. That's why nobody can say I am wise person. Or nobody can say I know Brahman. It's very important.
this Apurna Chit Sukha? Who is experiencing?
Nobody is experiencing.
Then what is it?
It's you. Sugar cannot experience the sweetness because sweetness is the nature of the sugar. Same way, by nature you are happiness. And suppose by nature you are happiness, you don't need to experience. See, my one talk is there in my YouTube channel where I have whenever I give some, not particular topic, then I collect them in the study of the Shastra, study of the scripture. That one playlist is there. There, I have given this talk. This very important for Vedanta: action, experience, and knowledge. We take that Brahmagnanam is some kind of an experience. But experience and knowledge too are completely separate and different. Understand? So that the 2 hour, the 1.5 hours talk is there. You go through it, I'm telling you. People don't understand. Experience is something where you are the experiencer and there is an object of experience. So, Apurnachit Sukham is not experience, it's you. You say that I am that Purna Sukham. But then also it is not seeing. Understand? Understand? It's a knowing, it's not experience, it's a knowing. To know that you are that limitless happiness. You have to know that, not experience. Why this experience word is going on? Because a lot of meditation people, previously in Vedanta, we don't have this word experience, understand? Anubhava, what we call. We don't need it. But because of these all meditations and some other, people, in the heat of experience. What is heat of experience? Experience is experience.
Marketing buzzwords. Marketing buzzwords.
Exactly. That's why Swamiji used to tell, experience is a dumb fellow. Swamiji's word, experience is a dumb fellow. Understand? Nobody can learn from experience. If we are learning from experience, all of you would have been sannyasi, understand? Honestly, I'm telling you. We have so many experiences in our life. What we are learning? Nothing. That's what I'm telling you. Listen to this talk. Action, knowledge, action, experience, and knowledge. It's excellent. Because some people ask me the same question there, that what is experience and what is knowledge? We have to understand knowledge and experience are completely different things. We think on experience and knowledge is one thing. It's not one. So you have to go to that 1.5 hours. Again, I have to go to up to 9 o'clock. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om